Crime and punishment remain a constant theme as we move from year to year, but 2010 will go down as an especially violent year, with nearly 80 people taking a bullet in Hamilton County.
Just before midnight, calls came in about shots fired on both Cherry and Market Streets. Police say the shooting started after a teen party at Club Fathom, also known as Club Mosaic. In all, 9 people were shot, 5 of those teenagers. A 17-year-old boy was critically injured, shot in the pelvis, having to undergo emergency surgery.
6 young men who police say chose a life of violence and crime are now behind bars. And there's one common element among them. Police say they are all tied to gangs.
They did find an adult male, approximately 26 years of age, with a gunshot wound to the chest.
Paramedics rushed the victim to the hospital.
Gang violence continued. In late March, 5 people suffered bullet wounds when a gathering of hundreds of teens at Coolidge Park attracted the wrong element.
We, I can speak specifically for Chattanooga Police Department, have acknowledged a gang problem that may not have been acknowledged in the past.
The escalating problem of gangs in Chattanooga has brought an influx of violence to our city. Just last year, we had nearly 100 shootings in the Chattanooga area, and the violence and drugs have found their way into the schools as well. But the problem isn't the kids. It's the fact that no one is there to show them another option exists. Children are being raised with no respect for society or themselves. These kids don't know any better. They're being fed lies by the media that tell them how to act and what to value and believe, and most will end up either dead or behind prison doors. What these kids need is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. With a call for these kids' lives, Richard Bennett and his team are reaching out with love and an understanding of their situation.
You got those that don't have no hope, that ain't even got no food to eat. And then they got a girl that's 12 years old that got a baby. And her mama had a baby when she was 15. And her mama had to survive. Her mama had to holler at this dude and that dude. So she learns those behaviors. Then she raised a son. And then she raised another son. Now the son raises up with resentment, but he ain't got nobody to tell that, look here, my mama had this guy right here. He wasn't straight, he was beating on her. She had this dude that was on crack right here. Where you gonna tell that story? Who you gonna tell that to? And still maintain that self-esteem that you're trying to grasp. So it's all hidden behind the anger. It's all hidden behind that front. This, man, this is what I'm about. But nobody really gets to see who you really are. And I have been fortunate through the creating of a better tomorrow to get past the walls, to really see the individuals, whether they be black, white, Hispanic. I have been afforded to enter into that place that they protect with everything, even willing to lose their life over it.
You know, a teenager, everything just happened. And like 2 days before, we was fighting with this neighborhood, and I guess they seen us at the liquor store. And they started, it was nighttime. They came up behind us, started shooting. So we drove off. It's not a good feeling. I think I cried. I did. Like 2 tears came out. I ran home and I ain't come out for the rest of the day.
My dad's deceased. You might have heard back in 2001 about black African-American male that got ran over by a garbage truck. It would mess my whole life up. And what made it so bad was he was trying to get back in my life. Think about was. If you're listening to this right now, Mama, I'm gonna tell her right now, I care about her, but she wants to keep me out at 18 really bad. That's all she talks about. She's talking about something, she's through with me. I don't want her to just throw me out like that, but if she has to, let her do it.
When I turned 10, my dad told me, if you're gonna cry, you're gonna get treated like a man. So every time I cried, it wasn't me getting whooped, it was me getting beat, like a grown man punching you as hard as he could. So 10, and then when I was 12 years old, him and my mom got into a fight, and I love my mom very much. And I got into a fight, and he ended up punching her on the mouth, and she was bleeding, and called the cops, and like they didn't show up for a while, but between this time period of the cops showing up, I had a 9mm I stole from my cousin. I got the gun from him, and I walked out there, and I put the gun on my dad's head and said, if you hit my mom one more time, I'm gonna kill you. And then it was just silence from there on, and then I went back in my room, put the gun under my bed again, and then ever since then, me and my dad just, that was just the end of it, man. Me and him don't talk no more. He's never hit my mom since then, so.
We have children that have been abused. We have children that have committed murder. We have children that pull on robberies. We have children of great diversities as far as societal situations that they have been in. But through the Better Tomorrow, through the life skill component that we have and implemented in their life, we have seen tremendous change in their life.
When I went to prison, he was there for me 100%, no matter if I was right, no matter if I was wrong, but at the same time, he made sure that he had his foot down and set and gave me goals to achieve, but he's still gonna show me love and support no matter what. And when I got out of prison, he helped me get a job, he helped me get a car, he even helped us get our first apartment. I've been on the right path ever since I got out of prison. I got 4 kids now, I'm married, I'm working. So I mean, I'm proud of myself, because from where I came from, doing all this negative stuff, into being on the right path. And I mean, it's hard sometimes, you know, and I just got to stay strong and be focused, because I don't only have me to think about now, I also have my family to think about.
And I come in here and I was like, oh, this is going to be so boring, you know, because, I mean, look at Mr. Bennett, you don't see, like, what he is, you know. And so, like, we come in here and he starts just talking to us about life, you know, and what it's like to be in the game, you know. And like, he kind of opened up the big picture for me, like, about what we do now affects our future.
He's telling us what you're doing is wrong and you need to fix who you are. And that's the best way. People love a direct approach. That's the best way to get to people.
He told me, because a while back I did something stupid on Halloween, knocking over mailboxes and stuff. He said if I would have called him, that he would have come get me before I did all that, so I could have stayed out of trouble. So he's always trying to keep us out of trouble, keep us on the right path. But Mr. Bennett's becoming a close friend of all of ours, especially me.
My parents have put me in all this other stuff, and it really didn't work. But Mr. Bennett, I mean, you can come out clean to him and tell him about anything, because he understands, because he's gone through with it.
Yeah, I think he cares. Like he's just trying to teach kids, because, like he said, he's been through stuff, prison, getting shot at, drugs, all that stuff. He's been through it, and he's trying to inform, like, all the kids that he can to try to make a change in them.
You know, before he came along, like, I was just like, man, dude, nobody really cares about me and everything, because I got depression, and, you know, 10 minutes in depression, I think about suicide. But, you know, every time I get depression, I'm like, man, dude, like, what am I going to do? And then, you know, I just think of Mr. Bentley. I'm like, hey, man, he's cool, man. You know, he respects me and everything. That's one guy, because he said he loves me and everything like a kid. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. And, you know, he just helps me out, even when he's not there.
We at a Better Mind for the last 10 years have been getting children out of jail, out of criminal activity, getting them involved in college. We have the experience to do it. We have the ability to do it. We have the potential to even do greater, but we need your help.